Karim, this week we published the public report internationally with the results of 2017. And of course, not every colleague within Centric knows everything about financial statements, provisions, EBIT, terms like that. So I've asked you to give some more explanation about the results. First of all, if you look into the financial statements, are there any things that you would like to highlight?
Well, looking at the financial statement, I think the most important thing is that for the first time in years, our revenue went up. I mean, the fact that the revenue went down was not worrying at all. That had to do with the shift in activities, from on-site to data center activities, from a license-based model to subscription-based model. But I think it's good to see that revenue is now going up, which basically means that the new world, our new activities are taking over the old activities, and therefore we're slowly moving into the direction of where we want to be in 2020, and that's back to €500 million of revenue in euros. That's a very important thing. I think the other thing is, despite the fact that we have invested a lot in new products, mainly software developments, but also a lot of concepts that we have developed in the past year, that we have managed to raise the EBIT from 26 something to in the direction of 27.5. And well, I'm happy with that, and I think we're still quite good on our way to reach all the goals we set for 2020.
Okay, I heard a financial term. I know in the past we always talked about the results, the net results, and now I hear the term...
I'm introducing EBIT.
EBIT, yes. Can you explain that?
Well, EBIT is more or less the profit before interest and taxes. And since our solvency is very good, we don't have any liabilities in the sense of loans from banks. We don't pay too much interest. On the contrary, I would say we pay a little bit negative interest because we have too much money in the bank. That's a Dutch thing, by the way. We don't see that in Belgium, Germany, or the Nordic countries. But the most important thing with using EBIT instead of net profit after tax has to do with the tax. The tax pressure in every country where we do our business is different. But the most important thing is it differs from year to year as well. I know there's a plan in Sweden right now to lower the tax on profit. There's some discussion in Romania about the tax on profit. There are plans in the Netherlands to lower the tax on profit, so we cannot compare it in this sense. And since most of our competitors, but also other companies, both listed or not listed on the stock exchange, use EBIT as a standard for profit, we will do that as well. So from now on, we talk about EBIT, and of course net profit is very important because in the end that's the money you really earn, and that's what you get into the bank. And that's of course where the dividend which we pay to our shareholders is based upon. But I think for comparable reasons, and we better use EBIT because that tells a little bit more about how we are doing from year to year and compared with the competition.
When reading the annual report, what do you think the most important questions will be that customers ask our colleagues everywhere in Europe?
Well, of course, they always want to do business with a successful company. And of course, if you're profitable and your revenue and your profit is rising, that's always good to tell. I mean, it means that we are a successful company and customers tend to do business with successful suppliers. That's of course a very important thing. But I think one of the most important things, and especially since we are changing from this one-off license or one-off project deal towards recurrent business, subscription-based business, cloud business, they want to know a little bit about the continuity of the company. Will we be there in 10 years from now? And if you look at the annual report, and especially on the balance sheet, and you look at our solvency, it shows that we are very, very sound if it comes in terms of financial soundness, in terms of the equity we have. And I think that's something to show to customers as well. This is, well, in the past we said this is more solvent than a bank. Well, since the bank crisis of a couple of years ago, it's always doubtful if you can talk about the soundness of a bank. But I think it is more or less like a bank. I mean, we are very sound, and that's one of the things we really take care of. For us, it's very important that customers know and that employees know that the company will be there, not only in the past 25 years, but in the coming 25 years as well.
You told us that we have a good result. We have had a good result in 2017, but at the same time we did a lot of investments. How does that look for the future?
Well, 17 was, in terms of investments, a heavy year. We spent a lot of money in the development of new products. We introduced a new solution for HR payroll called Motion, which is basically developed in Romania by almost 40 people. 3 Scrum teams are working on that one. We did a lot of investments in the public sector unit, in the supply chain. Well, it pays out because one of the most important new wins we did in 2017 was the contract with Carrefour, the leading Belgian food retailer. Of course, it's a French company, so there's more to be won inside that group of companies. But we now start with the rollout for all supermarkets in the Belgian market. And that means that we have to put a lot of money and hours into all these new developments. That put a lot of pressure on the profit, to be honest, in 17, and it will be the same in 18 and 19. The ambition is not only to get back in terms of a financial goal towards 500 million of revenue in 2020 and a net profit. There's the net profit again, because when we set the goals it was still a net profit of 25, which basically means a EBIT of 30, 31. But the most important thing is that we have our product offering ready for cloud. Everything which we offer to customers should be cloud ready, SaaS ready, whatever you want to call it, and that means that you have to put a lot of investment in to make that all happen. And I think that in the way we do our bookkeeping and take all these investments directly through the P&L, we will definitely have to deal with that in the coming 2-3 years as well. And hopefully then we're on a level that investment might be a little bit lower, although if you're in the business we are in, it will always take a lot of a big part of the profit to stay innovative and to be that market leader that we want to be.
So far for the financial results in the annual report. Yeah. Of course, there are also some customers who tell their story about the collaboration with Centric in the past year. Is there one project that you are extra proud of, that you would like to highlight?
Projects, of course. I mean, in a big company like Centric, we do so many different projects. Projects where I was involved myself, since we didn't have a managing director for our public sector unit last year, was the implementation of a complete new tax system for the city of Amsterdam. Of course, in the Netherlands, if you're in local government, there's only one big prize to win, and that's of course the largest city in the country, and like in all countries that's the capital. In our case that's Amsterdam. And I think it was a huge project, and when we signed the contract 2 years ago, it was set to go live by the 6th of November 2017, and it went live by the 6th of November 2017. And it was only possible with a lot of contribution of our people in our business unit tax solutions, a fantastic project manager, but also a customer that really wanted to make it happen, because it always takes 2 to tango for these big projects. But I think another very nice example in the annual report is a story made up by NetOnNet, a brand new retail customer in Sweden, where we did a terrific job to change all their shops from an old system into the future, and yeah, which is at this moment one of the most important reference cases we are using to win some more new customers over there, because the target for that one is set very sharp as well. At least 2 new big retail customers in the Nordic countries, and with a more ambition, of course. We definitely need our first win in Germany. We want to win more in Belgium and France. So, but looking back at 2017, just read the annual report on the internet. Look at the videos, and you will see yourself what a tremendous bunch of things we did in 2017.
Okay. Thank you. If you have any questions after having read the annual report, or of course after having heard the story of Karim, please send your questions to me here's my email address, and I will make sure that they end up at Karim's office. And we
desk.
Will, desk. And we will make sure you get an answer soon. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you as well.